Hi, I'm Derek from Relay, and in this video, I'm going to give you a short demonstration of the Relay platform. Now, push-to-talk communication has been the foundation of frontline work for decades. So if you're new to Relay, the first thing you need to know is that it's simple, and then it's push-to-talk, and it works a lot like you might expect from your radios today. You have a big button on our devices, and you push it, you talk. For example, easy push-to-talk, just like that. Now, the devices I have in my hands are Relay X and Relay Plus, and we'll talk a little bit more about the difference between the two of these later on in the video. But what you should know is that at Relay, we are trying to tackle some of the challenges that you might be experiencing with two-way communication. For example, with your radios, you might have poor connectivity or limited range, it might be expensive, you're having to buy all this infrastructure and repeaters, or the audio is terrible. And if you're using cell phones for frontline work, well, the biggest challenge there is that they're really distracting. So Relay is different. Obviously, the form factor is way different. They're small, they can easily fit in the palm of your hand, they're thin. These devices are also built tough. This one, I have run over it with the car twice. And so they're built to last, and even if they get wet or they get dropped, they're just meant to be very durable devices. Another way that Relay is different is how it connects. So Relay is built with redundant and intelligent connectivity. So it connects to all three major US cell carriers on each device, as well as over Wi-Fi. So what that means is that if you're in a basement and there's no cell service, but you have Wi-Fi, you can still communicate. Or if that means that on one side of your property, Verizon is the strongest, it will connect to Verizon. If on the other, it's AT&T, it will connect to AT&T. And this all happens behind the scenes. It is constantly optimizing for the strongest signal. Now, what that results in is that you have better connectivity. And when you want to communicate with someone, it gets through. And that results in you being able to just do your job better. Your connectivity or your devices are not holding you back to communicate and do the work that you need to do. So obviously the Relay X is a little bit bigger, and that means it has a bigger battery. So the battery can last up to 24 hours, depending on usage. It's a double shift battery, but it also has advanced noise canceling built in and advanced speakers that enable it to work in really loud environments. And it's just built with some extra durability. So we find that most of our customers use Relay X if they're in really tough environments, whether it be like a warehouse or food manufacturing or industrial, or just places where it's just going to get beat up a lot and have an environment where you just need an extra tough advice. Relay X is probably the best fit for you. Relay can do all the basics that you might be expecting from a radio better, but it is much, much more than a radio. It can be your ultimate work companion, and it can help keep you and your team safe and enhance your overall productivity. Let me give you an example of some of those capabilities. Let's imagine that you work in a manufacturing facility and that you have a large portion of your workforce that is English as a second language. Now, if that's the case, you're probably relying on bilingual employees or translation apps to communicate. But with Relay, we have what's called TeamTranslate, and that's built-in live translation into all your communication across the Relay platform. Let me show you how that works. I speak directly into a Relay device, and you're going to hear what I say in English come over the device, and then you'll hear it automatically translate. Now, the reason why we do that is so that you can hear the voice and tone of what is being said, but then also hear the translation. Can you bring 10 boxes to the dock, please?
¿Puede traer 10 cajas al muelle, por favor?
And just like that, you can take down any language barriers and help your teams feel more connected and communicate more directly, no matter what language they speak. Each individual can set their device to a language into the 30+ languages that are supported on Relay. Relay is also software-based and uses next-generation technology. So for this next section, I'm going to be showing you our dashboard. So what you see on the screen is a screen share of the Relay dashboard. So you can connect not only the physical devices, but you can also connect it to our web-based dashboard, which you see here, but then also to mobile, our app on mobile devices on the Android or Apple platform. Now, a lot of what I'm going to show you here in the dashboard, you can also do on the mobile device. So let me walk you through some of the basic functionality of what's possible. So obviously you log in and you can see just kind of the status of your devices. Now, these devices are location aware from a GPS and an indoor location point of view. So first you can see where your devices are, what their status is, And you can kind of modify this to be what you want it to be. But then you can also make any changes that you want to users. For example, I could pull up a user and change their language. Okay, it's not Spanish, it's actually English. Or make any other changes. This is not like the kind of platform where you need to have deep technical expertise or you need to hire a third party to come in and program your radios. We have an easy to use dashboard that makes it possible so you can do this yourself. You can also manage your channels. You can decide who you want in the channel. You can, let's say you're having an event one day and you just want to create a channel for the day. You are not limited by the number of channels that you have like you are with a traditional radio. Now, one of my favorite parts of accessing Relay through the dashboard, the mobile app, is that you can communicate with the physical devices. So let me give you an example of that. So let's imagine that I work in a manufacturing facility, but I'm in the office and I want to send a reminder to my team on the front lines and they're using Relay devices. Now, let's say I go to that channel, the facilities channel. Now, as you can see here, there is a record of recorded and transcription of all the conversations that have been happening across this channel. This is something that I can enable. Having a recording and transcription in your channels can be helpful for a bunch of different reasons. It could be for compliance, it could be for training, or for you to just be able to monitor what is happening in real time. But one of my favorite things about being able to communicate through the dashboard is that, let's say I'm in a loud environment, or I don't want someone to hear what I'm saying, I can actually type the message out and say, reminder, shift change in 5 minutes. And if I do that, you will hear it come through a Relay device. You'll hear it come through this Relay device.
Derek Pondo said, reminder shift change in 5 minutes.
And if I respond back, you will see the text automatically appear and you could have a back and forth conversation even though someone is not speaking audibly. Now, you can also speak audibly, but what's really helpful about this is that if you have members of your team that are deaf or hard of hearing, this enables them to be involved in two-way audio communication in a way that would have been really challenging without some of these capabilities within Relay. Another way that Relay is different is that every Relay device is also a safety device. So you can see our push-to-talk button in the middle. If you hit that button 5 times fast, it is also 5 times fast or more, it becomes an emergency alert device. Now, what's unique is that, so not only does it send an alert to whoever you designate, and that could be people that are using Relay devices, it could be people that are using the dashboard or the mobile apps, and wherever they are, it will alert them, but we'll pull them all into a channel so that you can communicate with the person who is having an emergency and resolve as quickly as possible. And it will notify you where they are so that you can send help as quickly as possible. Now, let's walk through a potential scenario. So let's imagine that I'm a housekeeper and I have my Relay device. Now, our general manager is in his office and he's looking at the dashboard here, going about his day. But as a housekeeper, I walk into a room and I find someone left behind a gun, and that's a pretty serious situation. So I'm going to go ahead and initiate an emergency alert by hitting this button 5 times.
Panic alert sent.
So you can see the panic alert has been sent and I get notified here on the dashboard that there's an incident. Now, if I click into it, I can see who it was, I can view a map of where they are, and I can start to respond to that incident immediately and make sure that we take care of it as quickly as possible. Now, there's really so much more to the Relay platform, but I'm hoping that this overview gave you some insight into some unique capabilities of how Relay can help not only with your communications, but help keep you safe and enhance the overall productivity of your team. Now, if you want to learn more, go to relaypro.com. We have a lot of resources that you can explore, or you can contact us and we can set you up with one of our product specialists where they can give you a demonstration, ask and answer questions that may be very specific to you and your situation and your industry and exactly what you're going through. We are here to help, so please reach out.